Now, the number of Trump co-defendants who've turned themselves in is growing in Fulton County, Georgia.
The former president is expected to turn himself in tomorrow in connection to his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results there in the Peach State. The 18 co-defendants have until Friday at noon to surrender. So far, 1/3 have already done so.
In a post on social media earlier today, the former president said he will, quote, proudly be arrested tomorrow afternoon in Georgia, end quote. This is part of a voluntary surrender orchestrated between his legal team and the Fulton County DA's office.
Meanwhile, bond has been set for 14 people.
You see them on your screen there and the bond amounts. So we also have a look of the Fulton County Jail, I understand, where the former New York City mayor and Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani could surrender at any moment. CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga is there following all of this for us. And Nicole, I guess for the uninitiated, as we've tallied things up by now, you've got several of Trump's co-defendants who turned themselves in. Rudy Giuliani on his way. Remind us what their roles allegedly are in this case.
Lana, good to be with you. And as the clock is ticking down on that Friday at noon deadline for the 19 co-defendants to surrender themselves to authorities at the Fulton County Jail behind me, we have already seen a handful of them. Among them, Kenneth Chesborough. He is the alleged architect behind the plan to use fake electors to try to thwart the certification of Joe Biden's victory in states like right here in Georgia. Also among those defendants who have already surrendered themselves to authorities, David Schaefer, the former head of the Georgia GOP here, Kathy Latham, another GOP official who is also accused of participating in a breach of voting equipment in nearby Coffee County. Also surrendering earlier today, Atlanta-based attorney who worked for former President Trump during his campaign, Ray Smith III. He played a significant role in advising those fake electors allegedly and signed documents falsely claiming that former President Trump won the election here in Georgia. Of course, you mentioned former Trump counsel and close aide Rudy Giuliani. We expect that he is making his way to the Atlanta area today. His attorney to meet with the Fulton County DA to negotiate the terms of his bond, and then he could surrender, anytime between then and Friday at noon, that deadline.
Nicole, the former president is a defendant in 4 different criminal cases, but as I understand it, this is actually the first time that Trump will need to post bond and actually have his mugshot taken. What else is different this time around?
Lana, such an important part. The first time we will see a mugshot of the former president, that will be part of Georgia's state record. So our viewers will see that when he does come down here tomorrow afternoon or evening. He will not be taken into custody, but he will be fingerprinted. His irises will be scanned. This is standard operating procedure for biometric collection among law enforcement here. Also, as part of that consent bond order, that agreement, the former president is prohibited from intimidating any witnesses, co-defendants, or victims in this case. That is a tricky prospect for the current GOP frontrunner in this busy presidential primary ahead of 2024, given that one of his adversaries is his former Vice President Mike Pence and a key witness in this case. So, where does he cross that line or not cross that line remains to be seen. And again, the former president prohibited from weighing in either directly or indirectly intimidating any of the witnesses in this case, including on social media. We have not had his formal arraignment yet. That is expected in the coming weeks, but he has repeatedly denied wrongdoing in this case. When he is arraigned formally, it is the first time we will see former President Trump on TV enter that not guilty plea.
Really, all of this, Nicole, is so interesting, so fascinating. You also have former President Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, during the time post-election and leading up to January 6th. He's been kind of pushing his lawyers anyway, this campaign, to have his case moved from there in Atlanta to federal court, arguing that everything he's accused of was part of his professional role as Chief of Staff. What is that play, and could it actually work?
It's possible, Errol, it revolves around this longstanding legal principle that state courts should not intervene with federal officials who are carrying out those official duties. Now, the hearing in that Meadows case you mentioned is set for Monday. In the meantime, his attorneys have tried to protect him from arrest. The Fulton County DA saying no, he's going to be treated like any other defendant here and must turn himself in by noon on Friday or risk arrest. The arrest warrants will be filed noon on Friday, but the sheriff's office, the county sheriff, saying they expect all 19 defendants to surrender by the deadline. We have 6 who already have, 13 to go. The waiting game continues.
All right, Nicole Sganga, thank you.